Aloha. In Hawaii, we always greet each other with the word aloha, which means hello, but it also means to honor the breath of life that is within each individual. So when I say aloha, you can say it back how I say it. Aloha. Thank you. Love that. My name is Jonathan Fritzler, and I am a passionate social entrepreneur who is focusing my energy and my attention on the education system. And basically, my organization is called Education Energy, and it's because we aim to harness education energy as a renewable resource. And the idea is that students in universities, but also in regular schools, spend countless hours working on projects. And after those projects get graded by the professor, where do they go? Trash in a drawer, hopefully, if you have a drawer. A hard drive, you could try to sell them, that's a good one. Yeah, I mean, most of the time, we're throwing away this work. And what is that teaching the youth about their work? Just out loud. It's worthless. What does that say to them about themselves? Like, do this project, jump through this hoop, and have it on my desk by Monday. And if you don't, then what are you? A failure. What are we teaching our youth? Huh. When I was a kid, when I was in school, you know what they told me? They said that I had a learning disability. And they gave me Adderall to solve my problem. Ironically, I became an educational consultant, thank God, to bring more innovation and more inspiration into the education system. But you know, I'm really inspired to be here because I actually met Seren. Where are you, Seren? I met Seren in 2012 at the World Youth Congress in Brazil, and immediately had a deep heart connection, such a compassionate person. And but that trip to South America was so big for me. We actually co-facilitated a workshop about the hero's journey. And what I learned, because while I was there, I did a ceremony. And while I was there, I discovered the power of the rite of passage. And I saw the power of the rite of passage and how important it was and how it was missing from my life in the US. And so I wanted to bring the rite of passage into the education system. Because if this talk were a PhD dissertation, my thesis statement would say something like, the education system has the potential to be a rite of passage process that helps give birth to great leaders and great ideas. But in order for us to do that, we need to put faith in our youth. That's really it. So I want to share a short poem, and it's about my organization, and it goes like this. Year after year, I witnessed all my fellow students working like slaves, hunched over their computers, crammed into a library, the sound of a million clicks of their keyboards harmonizing like singing crickets. The university is a factory pumping out professionals, yet is a degree all we need to succeed in this world? With the cost of books, supplies, a dorm, and food, we're assigned 48 hours of homework to do. With tuition fees, credits, and emergencies, it all adds up to living the university dream. When I grow up, I want to be a professional college student, attaining multiple degrees, and eventually I'll become so intelligent that I'll discover a way to pay off all my debt. Let's face it. We spend money recklessly to develop professionally. We spend hours cramming information into our minds endlessly. We stress, sweat, stay up all night, producing what I call education energy. You see, in every major study, we're assigned big projects, and in one single semester is where our learning reflects. Marketing plans, sociology papers, research galore. There's collaborative group projects, and our teacher is our mentor. With all the work that students exert, we could be changing history. Yet, where all the education energy ends up seems to be a mystery. We aimlessly focus our projects on how the curriculum is designed with the goal to finish the project, get a grade, and resign. Ultimately, our projects are thrown into the trash to be recycled into a degree when we graduate at last. Semesters breeze by year after year. The only thought in the student's mind is that the end is near. This energy is a resource that we can no longer waste because the students are the solution to the challenges we face. I stand before you today with a new paradigm, and I'm here to declare that it's about time. Thank you. So I just want to end this with the call to action that we're going to be doing at this really powerful event next Tuesday, and I want to invite anyone who's interested to learn about how to bring the Hack Your Education, which is my book, how to bring this methodology into your school or into your own education. So if you're a student or if you're a teacher or if you're involved in a business that wants to bring more education into your company, I encourage you to come and join us.
Yes, how do you respond as an educator? Because actually that's, I think, a big difference between being just a teacher or professor, or, well, maybe you could also see that your challenge is to educate. And education is a two-way street, I would say. I'm a sociology professor at University College Utrecht. I see many students actually graduated from University College here. Seren, of course, but also Iris, I see other students here, and that makes me proud. But also actually I see students from Utrecht University, other universities. So I would say there's still hope. It's not so bad with the educational system. I think that's also something that I remind myself as a teacher, as an educator, is that maybe we should also not press too hard. Yes, press hard in the sense to get the best out of people. But there's this, maybe the Dutchies here do know this folk singer in a way, Andrea Hazes, right? And he has this beautiful song is that she believes in me, or he believes in me. Depends on who you address. I think that is something that teaching is partially about, is that you acknowledge, say, the spirits and the qualities of the students that you have. And many of these students bring a lot of stuff. And maybe we harm them more. Instead, we should guide them. We should give them kind of encouragement. We should give them tools. But maybe we should also acknowledge actually where they stand, where they come from, what they bring already, and how we can use that as instruments in order to, well, to get them further, but to get us all a bit further. And also to get the educational program more exciting. Because it should be all about, say, exchange. It's an opportunity. School, I think, literally means free time, leisure time, right? But none of us actually, at least most of us, don't see the school as an opportunity to learn, to study, to share, to experience. We see it as, well, as a necessity, a kind of a step, and real life starts somewhere else or later. But I would say that we should use this opportunity to be with students, to be among each other. And I would say some institutions are better equipped and have better kind of starts than others. I'm privileged in the sense of University College that it is such an international institution. It's 600 students of more than 70 different nationalities. That's a big kind of powerhouse of talent and of experiences. And if we are able to pull that and to get a real kind of conversation going, then we get further. So I would say, maybe be more modest as a teacher, maybe teach less, listen more, try to foster and actually allow, and it's also something that we should, particularly in kind of institutions that are directed towards excellence or whatever you think that you are in the process of trying to attain, is that all these pressure cookers have one thing I think that I'm myself very afraid of, and that is failure. There's always this idea that I am not good enough, or I'm not fast enough, or the other ones are smarter, or whatever. I think that we should also acknowledge that, say, with education and with progress comes that you go flat on your face. And that's not a bad thing, because it's a learning opportunity. We should make sure that people stand up again, and fall, and stand up again. And like this, yes, there is, I think, a lot of hope. And I really like, say, your project of that you have to hack your own educational program. I think it's a very good thing to take ownership of your education, of your program. Because it's an opportunity, and it is your opportunity. You pay your fees, but you also, well, should make something out of it that fires you. So where's the fire in your belly? Find it. Use and abuse teachers in order to foster, to cultivate there where they are able and capable, and and connect and link with other people that also have the drive and passion. And I found in my classrooms many students actually that don't have to be taught. They know what they want, but they have to be given space, opportunity, and here and there not just a challenge, but a push in the right direction. And support. Okay, strong and understanding guidance. That's something I think we should have more. Okay.
Thank you.